Hello there. Quick video update. This one is slightly out of sequence compared to the other videos that I am in the process of releasing. Obviously the VEP prep, goodness me, I can't get any words out today, series is still going on, and we're about to get to the point where we fit these new seats, which do make quite a difference. Anyway, I digress. The purpose of this video is to explain why VEP wasn't at the HubNut social. Because things have gone a little wrong, as you'll see now. Hello there, a little bit of a rough and ready video for you today. No microphone, nothing fancy, because VEP is being very naughty. I have a new hydraulic leak, which I didn't have before. Brought the car home, and you might be able to see, I'm not using the best of my cameras, the nice rainbow effect that I've got on the driveway. And then I suspect the problem I've got is that I've got a leak on the low pressure return somewhere. I don't think it's high pressure, because I think if it was high pressure, LHM would literally be spewing everywhere. I've already had a quick word with Kitch, and he said if it was high pressure, it would still be spewing everywhere, and it would also continue to spew after you turn the engine off. So I don't think it's too bad. But anyway, I'll insert a quick clip now of what it's doing. I noticed this when I had the car up on high and then dropped it back to normal ride height. Oh yes. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty conclusive that it's something up there, but I don't think it's where I hoped it was. I don't think it's that little union. It must be something to do with that myriad of return pipes there. So we've got a big puddle of LHM on the floor again. Oh well, never mind, eh? So yeah, as you can see, that's not ideal. I've already had a quick check of a few bits and pieces, and everything does look like it's tightened up as it should be, which might mean that the problem is in the bundle of LHM return pipes that run, I think it's from the octopus down. But before I give up today, I'm just going to have one quick crawl back underneath, because I didn't realise there are actually two returns on the height corrector, and I've only looked at one of them. So I'm just going to make sure that the return on the top of the height corrector hasn't come off. Okay, excuse the oily mess, but you might be able to see there are two hoses there. So there's the lower one that's got the focus, there's the lower one that's got the little screw clip on, and then there's the upper one there. And I believe they're both returns on the height corrector, and as far as I can tell, neither of them have popped off. They are both still attached. Although actually getting your fingers on anything over there is a bit of a challenge. Yeah, that top one is definitely still attached, as is the lower one, and I had already tweaked the screw on that. When I looked back at my video footage, it seemed to flow down from further up. It seemed to sort of almost flow down from here. Now that could be pressure, it could be that something's pushing out and then going back up, but I think unfortunately I've perhaps got a more deep-rooted problem waiting for me up there. So yeah, update on this one as and when. I think the only thing I can do for now is buy a load of spare LHM and see how it behaves and see how many puddles it leaves, but yeah, not really ideal. Now, because I don't want to put VEP on high again, because it seems to be far worse, if I let the car settle generally on its suspension, it doesn't seem to spew fluid everywhere, but if you put it on high and drop it down, it's a problem. The trouble is, in order to check the level, you're supposed to put the car on high and then use that little top hat thing, and that little disc should be between those two lines when the car is on high. I can't do that at the moment, but I've come up with an innovative solution, which is I am going to create my own LHM dipstick using a cable tie. If it'll focus, come on, focus, focus, focus. Stupid thing. Why is it not focusing? So what I'm going to do instead is make a makeshift LHM dipstick using a cable tie. The idea being is that I'm going to dip the tank now, a little mark on it with a Stanley, and then I will track how the level is moving. There we go. So I'm just going to put a marker on that and then use that to track where the LHM level is. And my contribution to the job for today has been pretty much just to empty a can of parts cleaner up there. You can probably see it's all now starting to look a little bit less horrible up there. I'm going to give everything another spray tomorrow, but yeah, I'm just going to keep cleaning and cleaning. That's all I'm just going to keep cleaning and cleaning it, and I'm hoping that that means I'll be able to then get a better feel for exactly where it's leaking from. So although VEP's been naughty today, I'm going to give the fuel filter a clean because I think it's well overdue. So yes, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this short and slightly more rough and ready than usual video. Obviously I've had no microphones and other bits on that I'd usually do. I'm going away now to do a bit of research to try and decide what I'm going to do with this at the moment. I'm going to monitor the level, probably take VEP on a few very short local journeys and just see how much I'm losing, because I think that's going to inform how far I can take this car if I need to drive it somewhere, potentially for repair. I don't think replacing what's at fault is beyond my abilities in terms of tooling and stuff, but the access looks like an absolute nightmare, and because I have this very narrow garage to work in rather than, you know, a nice set of ramps or anything like that, I might be better off entrusting that to a specialist. Maybe a specialist in Fareham, we'll have to see. There were a couple of other little bits and pieces that I was planning to get looked at on this car anyway. Shortly before Rustival, and I've not done a video about this yet, I filled up the tank and did too many clicks, and the fuel breather hose right at the very top connecting into the filler neck area burst and threw petrol all over the forecourt, which was a bit of a shock and scare. I think that's a very simple fix though, just maybe cutting back and reclamping a bit of hose, but that needs sorting out. I've got a tiny knock on the near side front which I want to investigate, and then obviously, as you saw in that earlier clip, the fuel tank in this car is still full of crud, and I really would like to not have to keep cleaning the fuel filter every 5 minutes. There is a slightly perverse part of me that likes the idea, however, of paying Kitch to do that job. So if you think I should pay Kitch for his own punishment, effectively, by getting him to drop the fuel tank in this and clean it out, like he should have done by his own admission all those years ago, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I think, I'm afraid, Kitch, I think you need to, I'll pay you to do it, but I'm going to pay you for your punishment. So we will have to see. But anyway, this is all part of old car ownership, and certainly older Citroen ownership. I posted on a couple of the forums and group pages about this, and I think the general consensus is that you haven't really had the full Citroen experience until you're crawling underneath and mopping up LHM. And certainly my dad's response, and he had 2 of these, was very much, yeah, I've seen plenty of Citroen green blood over the years. So I'm not despondent, don't panic, I've not fallen out with VEP, I'm still very much in love with VEP, even though VEP is very naughty, and I am sure that we will get this problem sorted one way or another, either by swearing and me doing it myself, or by farming it out to a specialist to get sorted. So yeah, don't panic, not falling out with this car, not in a million years, or not yet anyway. Maybe if I do it myself. So yes, I'm not sure when this video will have come out either. Obviously I had started doing the VEP prep videos before Rustival and then ran out of time to actually get the rest up. So little spoiler, for those that haven't seen yet, there is a different interior in this car amongst other bits and pieces. So those videos are still coming, but this may come out before they do. Because everybody likes a bit of chaos, don't they? And this certainly falls firmly into the chaos is content category. So yes, there you go. Things have gone a little bit wrong. Not entirely unexpected. I have, subsequent to filming the original outro for this video, booked this in with Euro Car Care to get the LHM leaks looked at. I have had a subsequent look underneath there, and I just can't physically get eyes on where it's leaking, which is a bit frustrating really, because the actual problem isn't complicated in any way, shape or form. It's literally just a bit of rubber piping somewhere that's got a split, but because of where everything is kind of shoved into that part of the subframe, without a ramp and better access, yeah, getting eyes on it is going to be a challenge, and I just really want to start driving this again. It is sort of killing me a little bit not being able to take VEP out for a run. So yeah, it's in on the 24th. I will do a little video diary about that and how things go, and then fingers crossed I'll be able to start using this car again, because I really do miss driving it. Not that we've had the weather, let's be honest, either, to drive it. But yeah, the original plan was to take this to the HubNut Social, and I was kind of a bit disappointed that that's not what I got to do. It probably would have made it. It's a low pressure return leak. I've now got 5 litres of LHM, which I am assured by most Citroen BX enthusiasts really should be the quantity that I keep in the car at all times. And yeah, I probably could make it. And I'm going to use this for a few little local trips, like my weekly visit to the garden centre, which is only a couple of miles away, because the rate of loss is very, very, very low and only occurs significantly when you change the ride height of the vehicle. So anyway, I've probably duplicated now a load of things that I've already said earlier in the video, so I apologise for that. But thank you very much for watching this. Like I say, the VEP prep videos are going to continue. We've got interior that's going to follow on next, and then after that it's the work that's gone on with the bumpers. And believe me, a lot of work went into the bumpers before Rustival and the service video. So I've got quite a bit of VEP content still to come. And I've got V70 content to come as well, because unfortunately, as you may have seen in a short recently on this channel, the V70 is not well. Of the 2 vehicles I could have taken to the HubNut Social, I took the V70, and the little occasional clunk that I have with the gearbox has it is escalated to the point where you're entering a roundabout doing, I'll give you an example of a relatively fast rolling pass through a roundabout where, you know, where there's traffic and movement and you've got a gap and you need to take it, you're accelerating out, there is a delay, and then a horrible bang going into gear. So yeah, it's not well. That's going back to Horton Cars in Aylesbury for a flush and a gearbox treatment to see if that will cure it. And then if it doesn't, I'm either looking at a valve body or a full gearbox refurb, neither of which are particularly economically viable on a car that I only paid £1,000 for and isn't really worth very much at the moment. But I'll do a video diary on that and what happens, and hopefully be able to demonstrate during the drive what happens and record what the outcome of that is. I'm not expecting miracles, but given that those gearboxes do sometimes respond to a fluid change, it's a relatively inexpensive way of effectively deciding what the future of that car is. Because if that doesn't fix it, I think, certainly for now, I'm going to need to take it off the road and replace it with another daily. Even if I, don't get rid of it, it's got to come off the road, because the more driving I do like that, the more it's going to damage the box and the worse it's going to get. So we will see. So anyway, that's a little update on things. Like I say, chaos is content on YouTube, as you know. Yeah, both fleet members are poorly. So I have 2 cars and they are both poorly. So although I would say, technically speaking, this one is less poorly than the V70. But yeah, it's what can you do? That's old cars for you. And I am sure if I do wind up replacing the V70, there will be a plethora, an odyssey, a endless, mindless, agonizing series of videos where I try and choose a replacement, because I didn't choose the name Indecisive Auto for this YouTube channel by accident. Believe me, when it comes to choosing cars, I am hopeless. So you may get to see that, you may not. We'll have to see. Anyway, I'm going to Animated. Thank you very much for watching. Please do consider subscribing before you go, and don't forget to comment below about the question I asked. Do you think Kitch do you think rather I should pay Kitch for his punishment and get him to drop the tank on VEP and clean it out? I'm quite happy to pay Kitch to do the work, but do you think I should do so? Do you think Kitch should be paid for his punishment? Let me know below. Anyway, thanks very much. I'll see you in another one. Bye. Cheerio. Oops.